money, power, influence, respect, game changers. This is Network Journal.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brenda Blackman, and welcome to the 25 Influential Black Women in Business Awards celebration. We are virtual this year. This is truly an historic and monumental event. You will meet some of the most outstanding African American women in the public, private, academic, and nonprofit sectors. This is our 22nd year of these significant awards. And now let's hear from a representative from Morgan Stanley, our presenting sponsor.
What does real advice constitute when you feel uncertainty, when you feel anxiety, when you're worried about losses? I am Lisa Shallett, Chief Investment Officer, Wealth Management. When markets are moving sideways or markets are moving downward, then it gets a lot more complicated. This is exactly when you need advice. You need that voice of reason who's going to take a measured approach, who's going to remind you that you have a plan, that you have an anchor. There's a lot of things that our advisors bring to the table that can't be automated by technology. What a robo-driven portfolio doesn't give you is that customized advice. It doesn't give you those human elements. That's where the real value of advice comes in. Let me remind you about your plan. Let me remind you about your goals and how we're searching for those investment opportunities on your behalf. I am Lisa Shallett, and we are Morgan Stanley.
Hello. I am Raymond Jackson, National Diversity Officer at Morgan Stanley. This is my fourth time at the Network Journal's 25 Influential Black Women in Business event. And while we are not able to be together physically, I have learned that the show must go on, especially when that show involves celebrating the accomplishments, the impact, and the resilience of Black women. I am truly honored to participate in the 2020 class of Influential Black Women in Business event. As I was preparing my remarks for this evening, I was reflecting on the many influential Black women in my life and the strength that each of them has and had. That is the strength that each of you have. Black women taught me to read. Black women taught me to chase greatness. Black women mentor, coach, and advocate for me and so many others as we unlock our leadership potential. Speaking of strength, I would like to thank the Network Journal for creating this forum and as such, creating an additional layer of visibility for Black women that are literally shaping business, industry, and the world. The 2020 class, like many of the classes before them, are titans of industry, trailblazers, and thought leaders. You are the leaders that we have been waiting for. You climb, you pause, and you lift. You have shattered glass ceilings, are climbing the ladder of growth, and the critical element is that you pause and you lift the next generation of leaders that are coming behind you. Thank you for pausing and lifting, because I can promise you that with each lift, the path to the top is more accessible and there is more space for more Black women to show up, be seen and heard, and have the confidence to own each of the seats for which they sit. And I imagine that many of you are like my mother, in that you didn't need a seat at all. Maybe you brought your own folding chair, or you owned your voice from the back of the room, from the hallway, or from somewhere else entirely within the building. Again, strength. Strength in knowing that you stand on the shoulders of giants while also lifting the next generation of leaders. At this time, and on behalf of Morgan Stanley, I would like to congratulate the Network Journal's 2020 class of 25 Influential Black Women in Business. You are celebrated, you are appreciated, and you are seen. I would like to offer a special congratulations to my colleague, Tanya Curry Hoffman, who is in great company amongst this influential group of women today. To Aziz, Roslyn, and Maximilian, along with the entire Network Journal staff, we thank you for inviting Morgan Stanley to join you in sponsoring this great event. We aim to celebrate the accomplishments and impact of Black women each day and look forward to our continued partnership toward that ambition. Thank you, congratulations, and keep chasing greatness. Thank you.
Hello, Sunshine. This is Dr. Stacy N.C. Grant, the Network Journal celebrity correspondent. I'm so upset that this year I'm not getting the opportunity to greet you personally. I would be the ones interviewing you and congratulating our 25 most influential Black women in business. I salute you, my sisters. I thank you for holding the space for all of our young queens who are looking at you as an example of what's possible. Continue to shine. I know in this new COVID reality that we're dealing with, it may be difficult, but know that your work is not in vain. Your story will still be told, and we are here to celebrate you. So until I get to meet you in person, hug your neck, give you a high five, and celebrate that Black girl magic, continue to stay the course and do the excellent work that you're doing as an example of what excellence looks like. My 25 most influential Black women in business. Bye-bye for now.
Join me in welcoming Rosalind McLyman, Executive Editor of the Network Journal. Rosalind is also publisher and CEO of AfricaStrictlyBusiness.com.
Thank you, Brenda, for that introduction. Good afternoon, honorees, ladies, gentlemen, friends, relatives, all who have joined us here today. This is a setting that no one could have predicted at the beginning of this year. But here we are, thanks to technology, able to formally honor you, our 25 influential Black women in business, for the 2020 year. We're not going to enjoy the pomp and circumstance of the traditional setting. No fancy lunch, no excitement at the photo ops, no networking, no busy bonding with sister honorees, none of the whoops and hollers of our cheering posse, but we're here, survivors of a pandemic that no doubt has touched you and us, the Network Journal family, directly, indirectly, or even both. And in that vein, let me extend on behalf of the Network Journal our condolences to all of you who may have lost loved ones, colleagues, friends, family members to this pandemic. Let me tell you a little bit about the Network Journal. Some of you may have heard of us before you were nominated and selected as an honoree, but many of you may not have heard of us before this particular moment that you came into the Network Journal family. We started out in 1993 as a wraparound for the little ragtag TV guides that you would find right up near the cashier. We would run spotlights on local businesses, a calendar of events, and we had lots of support from the businesses, local businesses, in the form of ads. We were able to evolve into a tabloid newspaper. We spent many years as a tabloid newspaper. And then we came into our current format, which is a magazine format. And that's when I joined the Network Journal in 2003 as editor. We were also able to have an online presence. In fact, we are the first Black-owned and operated publication, news organization, to have an online presence. We stand, of course, on the shoulders of publications such as Ebony, Jet, Black Enterprise, Essence, with whom we have a very close relationship. But even they were the ones to tell us how great we were. You know, they say imitation is the best form of flattery. Well, the Network Journal, the baby of that whole group, the Network Journal was the first to implement this particular program, the 25 influential Black women in business, and our 40 under 40 Black achievers. Those are our signature programs. Those on whose shoulders we stood, they followed us. Imitation is the best form of flattery, or you can say, a child will lead them. So the Network Journal is very proud of the steps it has taken in the Black publishing industry. While even we maintain a relationship with our Black enterprise, those who have preceded us. We want to extend to you, as we've always done, we'd like to extend to you the invitation to write for us, to contribute any kind of articles you may deem necessary from your perspective. We've always extended that invitation. You know my email address by now. You know my cell phone number by now, and I know yours. Reach out to me if ever you want to run an idea for an article, a joint event, even a Zoom discussion. Zoom, because we don't know how long this particular situation is going to last. So reach out to me if you would like to contribute to the Network Journal, whether online or in the magazine, in the print magazine. Our flagship magazine, it's an award-winning magazine. We have covered nettlesome issues like affirmative action, contract letting by the public and private sector, diversity and inclusion, and of course, online now, we're looking at the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on our communities from the business perspective. If you check out our briefs column in particular, you will see that we tell you where the money is, where businesses can go to get help, to get financing, because we're always the last. We have seen how difficult it has been for small businesses, especially Black-owned businesses, to access funding, financing, to scale up their businesses at this time. We've also seen the impact of the pandemic on the health of our community, and so we have been able to carry out some of those articles, some of those pieces of advice, tips, counsel on the health impact on our communities. You are the ones more than ever, honorees. We need your voices, we need your accomplishments, we need your support for our community more than ever now in this particular environment. We congratulate you for the accomplishments that you have given us the honor of showcasing to the public and to your network. We congratulate also parents, grandparents, extended family, mentors, colleagues, those breezes that have helped to blow you along your path to success. We thank you and congratulate you for what you have done for our honorees. We welcome you, honorees, to our family, to the Network Journal family. Stay networking, stay supporting each other, and hopefully next year, if this is over, if we're able to have a live award ceremony, hopefully you will come back to join us in the pomp, the circumstance, the bonding, the cocktail hour with the music, the photo ops, the videotaping. It is a wonderful event. So hopefully, God willing, we say, man proposes but God disposes, we know this. But hopefully next year you will be able to come back live and enjoy the pomp, the traditional pomp and circumstance of a Network Journal 25 Influential Black Women in Business Award ceremony. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the program, and remember, vote.
Our honorees are the people we know and the people we want to know. Let's take a closer look at the best and the brightest among us.
The Network Journal is proud to present the 22nd Annual 25 Influential Black Women in Business Awards program, presented by Morgan Stanley, honoring 25 extraordinary women going the distance through their commitment to professional excellence in their community. The Network Journal would like to take this opportunity to thank the members of the business community who nominated all of this year's honorees and the sponsors of this year's program. Presenting sponsor Morgan Stanley, Entergy, and Miss Jessie's. And now, we give you the 25 Influential Black Women in Business Award recipients for 2020. Ekpedeme Pame Bassi. Ekpedeme Pame M. Bassi earned a bachelor's degree in symbolic systems with a concentration in AI from Stanford and a master's degree in computer science at Northwestern University. Today, as Chief Learning Officer at the Kraft Heinz Company, Bassi says she's responsible for encouraging Kraft Heinz's 40,000 employees to make learning their superpower, and also has the tactical role of overseeing the corporate university, called Ownerversity. Bassi is a self-described lifelong learner and learning evangelist. She manages numerous academies, from marketing to sales to research and development. Bassi is a board chair for the Haas Center for Public Service at Stanford and the author of My 52 Weeks of Worship, a spiritual memoir. Ekpedeme Pame Bassi.
It's such an honor to accept this award. As a lifelong learner who truly believes in the power of community, of dreaming big, I think about all the people who poured into me, my mentors, my sponsors, my friends, my family, my sisters, my sorors, my personal board of directors. I'm very clear that I stand on the shoulders of giants, and it's all of those people that I'm thinking about as I humbly accept this award. And so thank you so much. I'm very grateful and appreciative.
Tanya M. Branch, Esquire. Tanya M. Branch, Esquire, is the managing partner of the New York office of Quinteros, Prieto, Wood & Boyer, PA, focusing on complex general liability, personal injury, and casualty claims involving premises liability and negligent security, motor vehicle accidents, construction-related claims, product liability, and civil rights defense. She joined QPWB in April 2019 after resigning from Brody & Branch LLP, a boutique firm she co-founded. Branch's reputation as a trial lawyer is evidenced by the numerous and successful outcomes, defense verdicts, settlement resolutions, and mediation results for her clients. A soror of Alpha Kappa Alpha, Branch has a bachelor's degree in political science from Binghamton University and completed her law degree at Touro Law School. She is a member of the New York Trial Lawyers Association, Brooklyn Women's Bar Association, and Metropolitan Black Bar Association. Tanya M. Branch, Esquire.
Thank you to the Network Journal for this honor. I'm so proud to be a part of the celebration of amazing and accomplished women going the distance. The 25 most influential Black women in business. Each one of us started our journey as a dreamer or just simply chasing aspirations, climbing ladders, stepping into trenches, ready for battles and challenges with just hard work. Not taking the meaning of leadership, resilience, or fight lightly. Now here we are. We never gave up. Thank you for this award.
Tabrina L. Davis. After more than 25 years in industries as varied as healthcare, education, utilities, and defense, Tabrina Davis is now Vice President of Marketing, Communications, and Web Strategy for Methodist Le-Bonheur Healthcare, MLH System in Memphis, Tennessee. Having joined last August, Davis still considers herself fairly new to MLH, a 100-year-old institution with a history of caring for patients and families, regardless of their ability to pay. Davis serves on the board for the Howard County, Maryland chapter of the Society Incorporated. She previously served on the board for the Chicago Children's Advocacy Center. She holds a bachelor's degree in journalism and mass communications from Illinois State University and a master's in the same disciplines from the University of Iowa. Tabrina L. Davis.
I would like to thank the Network Journal for this recognition. It is an honor to be recognized among such a distinguished group of women. None of us achieve success without a strong supporting cast of family, friends, mentors, and leaders. Thank you. I stand on the shoulders of strong Black women who made this honor possible. They achieved great success without a lot of fanfare. Katherine Johnson, Annie Easley, and Christine Darden. Thank you. Today, I honor you.
Dr. Charlene M. Dukes. Charlene Dukes began her 4-decade career in higher education with a position for an admissions and financial aid officer at the University of Pittsburgh. She just retired in August as the president of Prince George's Community College in Maryland. A 2013 inductee into the Maryland's Women Hall of Fame, Dukes is a lifetime member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and a member of the Prince George's County, Maryland chapter of the Lynx Incorporated. She has a bachelor's degree in secondary education from Indiana University of Pennsylvania and a master's and doctorate in administrative and policy studies from the University of Pittsburgh. Dr. Charlene M. Dukes.
I want to thank the Network Journal for this honor, being recognized as one of 25 influential Black women in business. I've had the pleasure of being in higher education for 42 years, serving Prince George's Community College for 25 of those years. I owe it to my parents, Charles and Doris Mickens, and my 8 siblings. The values that they taught me were service and commitment. I want to thank my son, Maurice Dukes, for his support, and congratulations to all the honorees.
Aisha Brown Glover. Aisha Brown Glover's award-winning career in the public sector began in 2005 when she joined the Center for the Urban Environment as the Associate Director for Development and Public Affairs. 15 years later, she is the President and Chief Executive of Newark Alliance, working to advance economic revitalization in Newark, New Jersey's most populous city. She assumed this role immediately after serving as the first female president and CEO of the city's Community Economic Development Corporation, where she led the bid to attract Amazon's second headquarters. Glover earned a bachelor's degree from Hunter College, City University of New York, a master's in public administration from Baruch College, CUNY, and an executive leadership certificate from Columbia University's School of Social Enterprise. Aisha Brown Glover.
Thanks to the Network Journal for this distinction, and congrats to the honorees. A lot has changed in 2020, but I encourage us all to think about what hasn't changed that has gotten us this far. Our faith, purpose, and drive. A special thanks to my amazingly supportive husband, inspiring mother, crazy brilliant family, and a fierce circle of professional and personal sister friends. Lastly, pay attention, y'all. There are 2 Newark women on this list. Amazing things are happening here through collaborative and unapologetic leadership. Stay lifted.
Tanya L. Hart. Tanya L. Hart is the Senior Vice President of Executive Compensation and Total Rewards at First Horizon National Corporation in Memphis, Tennessee. She joined the company in 1991 as a teller while completing her bachelor's degree in finance at the University of Memphis. Seizing opportunities, learning from experiences, and sheer hard work drove her career success. A first-generation college graduate, Hart has an MBA from Christian Brothers University, earned Certified Financial Planner and the Society for Human Resource Management Senior Certified Professional designations, and completed the executive program of Leadership Memphis. She is a board member for Junior Achievement of Memphis and for First Aid, charitable organizations focused on education. Tanya L. Hart.
As someone who was raised and shaped by a grandmother, I had great hopes and dreams to not only make her proud, but to be the first in my family to break generational chains. Here I am today. To the extent that I'm being honored, I could not have done this without the support of my wonderful family. This award is extremely special as I share it with them, with my husband Mark, my son Braxton, but especially my daughter Addison. I would also like to thank my First Horizon family for nominating me for this esteemed honor.
Stephanie C. Hill. Newly promoted to Executive Vice President of Rotary and Missions Systems, Stephanie C. Hill most recently was Senior Vice President of Enterprise Business Transformation at Lockheed Martin, developing strategies and implementing solutions that transform operations through technology, culture, and processes. Hill studied at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, where she graduated with high honors and a degree in computer science and economics. After 33 years at Lockheed Martin, Hill knows the importance of relationships and worries about the thin pipeline for STEM students. Trust is a key business enabler, she notes. If we can have relationships of trust, then we can have open conversations. We can disagree without being disagreeable, and we can get the best ideas from the whole team. Stephanie C. Hill.
For more than 25 years, the Network Journal has served Black professionals and business owners with news and insights that empower and uplift our community. I am honored and grateful to be recognized with this prestigious award, and I'm humbled to be included among the ranks of these strong, confident, accomplished, and talented Black women. Thank you to the Network Journal for this recognition, and to my family, friends, mentors, and Lockheed Martin colleagues for their unwavering support throughout my career. I am truly blessed and grateful for all your support.
Tanya Curry Hoffman. Tanya Curry Hoffman is a managing director at Morgan Stanley and serves as the head of the Directed Share Program Group, a role she has held for over 20 years, where she relishes the opportunity to work so closely with the diverse groups of individuals and businesses. Curry Hoffman joined Morgan Stanley a month after earning her degree from the University at Albany. She remains enthusiastically present 28 years later as a self-proclaimed Morgan Stanley lifer. Curry Hoffman co-chairs the Morgan Stanley Multicultural Employee Networking Group and the Morgan Stanley At Work Culture Committee. She is also very active in the firm's diversity and inclusion initiatives, including its mentoring and recruiting efforts. Tanya Curry Hoffman.
Thank you to the Journal for this prestigious award. First, I'd like to acknowledge my friends and colleagues at Morgan Stanley, in particular our diversity and inclusion team led by Kara Underwood. Next, my sincerest gratitude to my amazing family for all of your love and support throughout my entire career, especially to my wonderful husband, Eric. Finally, to my sister in heaven, Rochelle, thank you for your inspiration and guidance, and I hope to continue to make you proud. God bless everyone, and be well.
Nicole Holland Dennis. Nicole Holland Dennis joined the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey right after obtaining a degree in architecture from Cornell University. At the Port Authority, she received intensive training in the entire design process. She ultimately left to open her own firm, Eris Design Studios PLLC. Eris has worked on several gratifying projects, but Holland Dennis is most proud of its design of the African Burial Ground National Monument in New York City. Holland Dennis also has a master's degree in design studies with a concentration in urban planning and real estate development from Harvard University. Nicole Holland Dennis.
Thank you to all my family and friends. Thank you to my loving husband, Patrick, my phenomenal mother, Juliet, my perfect, amazing, beautiful daughters, Ilana, Julia, for your support when Mom goes out into the world creating architecture. To Rosalind McClimate and the Network Journal team, thank you for recognizing that perseverance matters. To my co-honorees, to Paige, Fern, my design staff, my talented design staff, my circle of sisters, to my girls again, all girls and boys who fight so hard to bring us all together. Know that everything you are and everything you do matters deeply. Never give up. Love over fear. Thank God for you. This is for you. Thank you.
Nicola Housel Idahen. Newly named to an executive role at Citadel Enterprise, Idahen has a bachelor's degree in economics from Yale University, an MBA from Harvard Business School, and spent a semester at Oxford University in England during her junior year at Yale. She learned about herself from her Ivy League experience and has benefited from taking professional risks and pushing herself when she thought she couldn't. Idahen considers herself an athlete and stays actively engaged in sports. Nicola Housel Idahen. Arian M. June, Esquire. Arian June obtained a bachelor's degree cum laude in government and politics at the University of Maryland College Park and a law degree at the University of Pennsylvania Law School. Now a partner at Debevoise & Plimpton, handling white-collar defense and corporate fraud investigations. She represents clients under government investigation for alleged securities violations and other misconduct. June likens her job to detective work and sometimes crisis management, though it's not the kind of job she originally had in mind. She had envisioned becoming a general litigator, but realized there was a tremendous need for securities lawyers. Today, June is one of a few black women equity partners at a top Am Law 100 law firm. Arian June, Esquire.
I hope this recognition serves as an inspiration to the next generation of black women leaders, particularly now as our country faces a reckoning of racial justice and equality. So to that generation, I offer the following two values that have sustained me: The first, don't ever allow your joy to be tied to the opinions of other people. And the second, don't be invisible. You may be the only woman in the room, you may be the only woman of color in the room, but don't be the only and be silent. Be present and be heard.
Celia Edwards-Karam. Celia Edwards-Karam is a business analyst who learned the basics of business and strategy through her education and degrees from Harvard and Stanford universities. Those basics and experience, coupled with her life's work of leading an expanding scope of teams and lines of business, led to her current position as Chief Audit Officer at Capital One Financial. In this role, she and her team develop and execute ways to identify and minimize risks while delivering viable financial solutions to customers. Outside of work, Karam is involved with Commonwealth, a nonprofit focused on building financial opportunity and developing innovative solutions to make financially vulnerable people more secure. Celia Edwards-Karam.
I can't tell you how incredible it feels to be recognized for this award. I can remember when I was growing up not having that many role models of women who were leading in corporate America and businesses and entrepreneurs who looked like me. And so I leave you with being humbled and honored to be a part of lifting up and spotlighting the incredible opportunity and the impact that Black women business leaders are having all across the country and the world. Thank you so much.
Tanisha Nash Laird. Tanisha Nash Laird inherited an organization that had a six-figure annual operating deficit and turned it into a surplus within her first 7 months. She plans to transform Newark Symphony Hall, New Jersey's oldest performing arts center, which turns 95 this year, into the Carnegie Hall of the state. As the center's president and CEO, that means restoring the existing structure and revamping its programming. Nash Laird is also looking at ways to diversify revenue sources. Earlier this year, Nash Laird was elected president of the board of directors for Rush Philanthropic Arts Foundation. She has a bachelor's of business administration degree from Baruch College and a certificate in nonprofit executive leadership from Rutgers School of Business Institute for Ethical Leadership. Tanisha Nash. Judith Lee. At Merrill Lynch, Senior Vice President and Wealth Management Advisor Judith Lee advises individuals and families in many different aspects of financial well-being. She focuses on individualized, goals-based advice, tailoring strategies to the objectives of her clients, with particular emphasis on women and the issues that could impact their financial health. In February, Lee was named to Forbes' Best in State Wealth Advisor list for the second year in a row. Lee serves on the Women's Leadership Council of the Northern New Jersey United Way, helping to support women who may be in need of additional resources. Lee earned a bachelor's degree in business administration from Hofstra University and is a certified financial planner. Judith Lee.
Thank you, Network Journal, for this wonderful award. It is an honor to be among this esteemed group of fellow nominees. Each of these phenomenal women represent the inspiration that I draw from to keep my head up high and to keep moving forward. To my husband, Desmond, for 32 years of unwavering support of all my career aspirations, and my daughter, Simona Nayana, for keeping me honest and allowing me to be an example. I'd like to thank Rebecca Powell, a former awardee, for advancing my nomination.
DePelsha McGruder. DePelsha McGruder was the Chief Operating Officer at New York Public Radio when she became a 2020 TNJ 25 Influential Black Women in Business honoree. Newly named a C-suite executive at Ford Foundation, she spent the bulk of her career in strategy, operations, business development, and programming at Viacom. After stints as a local reporter, anchor, and producer, McGruder switched to the management side of the equation and is credited with leading the launch and operations of cable of major TV networks. But perhaps her biggest accomplishment yet is the establishment of Moms of Black Boys United. McGruder earned a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism from Howard University, an MBA from Harvard Business School, and executive education certification from the Women on Boards program at Yale's School of Management. She's a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, the Lynx Inc., and Jack and Jill of America. DePelsha McGruder.
Hi, Hi, this is DePelsh Magruder, and I would like to thank the Network Journal for honoring me this year. I really wish we could be there together. I would say that my success has been driven by a strong sense of self and confidence that was nurtured by my family and during my years at Howard University. I want to say to my fellow honorees and to all of you listening out there that wherever you are, you should always know that you belong. Don't let anyone make you feel like you don't. Congratulations to my fellow honorees.
Montressa McMillan. As Senior Vice President, Head of Digital Channels and Omni at TD Bank, Montressa McMillan leads a team that is responsible for setting and executing the digital strategy, as well as shaping the firm's vision to deliver a fully connected, highly personalized customer experience across channels, businesses, and borders. A recipient of several industry awards, McMillan is committed to elevating others at work and especially in her community as a big sister, where she helps young women to reach their full potential. McMillan studied mathematics at North Carolina State University. She also completed the Managing Successful Technology and Product Strategy program at Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Montressa McMillan. Marginette Moore Roberts. In high school, Marginette Moore Roberts was nicknamed Human Jukebox because she would break out in song at any moment. With dreams of becoming a stage actor, she started off studying acting at Otterbein University in Ohio, but ultimately obtained a bachelor's degree in theater and education with a minor in English. Now Chief Inclusion and Diversity Officer for Constituent Management Group, CMG, a division of Interpublic Group, IPG, Moore Roberts has corporate experience across a variety of sectors, from telecommunications, data licensing, content syndication and media, to graphic reproduction and software development, much of which she gained during her 6 years at Yahoo. Marginette Moore Roberts.
Thank you to the Network Journal for the honor of being one of 2020's 25 influential Black women in business. Thank you to Golan and to CMG, my company. Thank you to Kim Hunter for making the nomination. And a very special and warm thank you to my husband, my daughter, and of course my mama for keeping me grounded and making sure that I know I am loved. To anyone in business, my advice is to stay open. To anyone who's tired of lockdown, my advice is to keep singing. It seems to make everything a little more bearable. Congratulations to my fellow honorees. I just want to say, I see you.
Nkonya S. Oko. A chance interview years ago led to Nkonya Oko's current role as a managing director in JP Morgan's Corporate and Investment Bank, where she runs structured product sales for private banks, wirehouses, and other financial institutions in the U.S. and Latin America. Oko's work involves a combination of selling, marketing, product innovation development, and client management and engagement. Appointed co-chair of JPM's Corporate and Investment Bank's Black Leadership Forum and a board member for Business Outreach Center Network, Oko earned a bachelor's degree in Operations Research and Financial Engineering with certificates in Finance and Engineering Management Systems from Princeton University. Nkonya S. Oko.
Thank you to the Network Journal for this incredible honor. Success has varied currencies, but above all, influential is the highest denomination. Though my name is on the plaque, the support, sponsorship, and allyship of my friends, family, and firm are ever present. My progress, as I would call it, because I'm entrenched in my journey, is a manifestation of late nights and early mornings where all that mattered was execution, mastery, and impact. Many have seen the triumph, but very few have seen the sulking, the doubt, and the trials. And for those moments, to my parents, partner, and girlfriends, today we celebrate. To my colleagues who have pushed and advised me, just know you've been invaluable to this process as well. I'm forever grateful for all those who've been inspiring, aspiring, and above all, influential throughout my life. And again, thank you.
Sitara Pendleton Eaglin. As a senior vice president at Viacom CBS and top female Hollywood executive, Sitara Pendleton Eaglin is the creative force behind some of the biggest reality shows in television, from MTV's The Hills: New Beginnings, to VH1's Girls Cruise with Lil' Kim and Friends, to VH1's juggernaut series Love and Hip Hop. Pendleton Eaglin is at the top of her game, Pendleton Eaglin attended New York Institute of Technology after studying at Hood College in Maryland. She went into production work after college, cutting her teeth as a writer-producer on MTV's early programming, and returned to MTV in 2017. Pendleton Eaglin brings a distinct approach to all the series on which she works, meticulously unfolding storylines and driving audience engagement and top ratings. Sitara Pendleton Eaglin.
To say that I am humbled by this honor is an understatement. Thank you, Aziz, Rosalind, and the TMJ staff for this award. As any successful woman in business will tell you, we did not get here by ourselves. I proudly stand on the shoulders of my mother and my grandmother and thank them for paving a path forward for me and for setting the bar higher with each generation. My biggest goal going forward is to continue that path and to stand tall so my own daughter can one day rise to the heights of the desires of her heart. This one's for you, sweetheart. Mom bless you.
Dr. Joan M. Prince. Joan Prince is Vice Chancellor for the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. She laments the lack of significant diversity for African Americans in many disciplines and is committed to volunteerism. She includes mandatory volunteer opportunities for her staff as part of their professional development. Dr. Prince has a PhD in medical science education and bachelor's and master's degrees in clinical laboratory sciences, all from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. In 2012, President Barack Obama appointed her an ambassador to the UN General Assembly, 67th session, and senior advisor to the State Department. Dr. Joan M. Prince.
Hello. It is with a deep sense of gratitude that I humbly accept this award from the Network Journal. I am grateful for my family, my friends, my professional network of peers and mentors, and the employers that have contributed to my professional profile over the years, especially the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. I am also humbled to be included with this great cohort of honorees. To the Network Journal, my deepest thanks.
Dr. Yolanda Ragland. As a scientific researcher at the National Institutes of Health, Yolanda Ragland received an application for podiatry school. She is now a podiatric surgeon and chief executive at Fix Your Feet, Inc. Dr. Ragland deals with a multitude of serious medical conditions such as diabetes, ischemic disease, rheumatoid arthritis, and neuropathy, as well as performing reconstruction surgery. Dr. Ragland describes her Weill Medical College of Cornell University Certificate of Surgical Training and her New York College of Podiatric Medicine degree as her greatest honors. Dr. Ragland is a member of social change organization Moms of Black Boys United and enjoys lecturing at the minority organizations at medical colleges and mentoring the next generation. Dr. Yolanda Ragland. Cheryl Stokes. Cheryl Stokes is a partner at Heidrick & Struggles International. She received a fellowship in the Leaders for Manufacturing program at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where she completed dual master's degrees in management and in engineering. She holds a bachelor's in electrical engineering from Kettering University. Stokes has been an internal consultant at the Coca-Cola Company and helped create the executive development consulting firm Duke Corporate Education. Today, in her role at Heidrick, Stokes works to help organizations develop high-performing leaders and to enable the human side of digital transformation. Away from the job, Stokes engages in what she calls her personal purpose work to help nonprofits, including the American Cancer Society and the Life Enrichment Center of Wake Chapel. Cheryl Stokes.
I'm incredibly honored by this award and feel privileged to be in this fantastic cohort. I thank God for his blessings and for opening doors in my life and career. I thank my husband Preston for being my rock, the Network Journal for this recognition, and my firm Heidrick & Struggles for your support. At an extraordinary time like this, we all need encouragement, support, hope, and leadership. I was drawn to this field of work because I'm inspired by the accomplishments and inspiration that great leaders can motivate and that servant leaders embody. I try to live my life as a servant leader, and it has only produced good for me. Thank you.
Angela Thompson Howard. 30 years ago, Angela Thompson Howard abandoned a promising bank career and joined UPS as a part-time human resources representative at night. 6 months later, she was promoted to full-time supervisor on the night ramp at UPS. Today, Thompson Howard is Vice President of Human Resources for UPS East Region. She sits on the board for the Women in Trucking Association, mentors young women at UPS, and is a founding member of UPS leadership affinity groups called Business Resources Groups. Thompson Howard also is a board member for Figure Skating in Harlem. In 2017, she and her sister created Santa's Little Helpers, Inc., catering to foster children. A certified HR professional, Thompson Howard has a bachelor's degree from William Penn College. She completed the Yale School of Management Women's Leadership Program and Emory Executives Perspectives Program. Angela Thompson Howard. Adrian C. Trimble. By the time Adrian Trimble became the President and Chief Executive Officer for the National Minority Supplier Development Council, NMSDC, in 2018, she had received numerous accolades for her work in diversity and inclusion over her nearly 20 years at Toyota Motor North America, from Human Resources Manager and then Manager of Supplier Diversity at the firm's Engineering and Manufacturing Division in Kentucky. She ultimately served as General Manager for Diversity and Inclusion and Social Innovation at headquarters in Texas. Trimble holds a bachelor's degree in Organization Management from Wilberforce University and is a trustee of the university. She is a member of the Visit Dallas D&I Committee and the Corporate Advisory Council of the Junior League of Collin County. Adrian C. Trimble.
I'd like to thank the Network Journal for this recognition and this honor. I am truly humbled to be recognized among such esteemed leaders. I stand on the shoulders of many that have come before me, and I thank them for their grace, their wisdom, their mentorship, and their friendship. Thank you so much for having a platform to showcase the skills and the talents of strong women. We appreciate you, Network Journal, and I applaud my colleagues for their recognition and celebrate them as well. Thank you so much.
Lizette A. Williams. Newly transitioned from a U.S. marketing executive at McDonald's Corporation to a senior marketing executive at Facebook, Lizette Williams was inducted into the American Advertising Federation Advertising Hall of Achievement in 2017 and was a recipient of the advertising industry's prestigious Jack Averitt Volunteer Spirit Award. Williams is the first in her family to attend college and the second to graduate from high school. She won a scholarship to an elite boarding school in New England, earned a bachelor's degree in economics and political science through a joint program at Columbia University and the London School of Economics, and an MBA from the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University. I have literally shifted economic classes in one generation of my family. I am thankful, she remarks. Lizette A. Williams.
Hello, I'm Lizette Williams of Facebook Corporation and serve as the Global Head of Vertical Solutions Marketing. I am absolutely honored to accept the Network Journal's 25 Influential Black Women in Business Award. This award means so much to me because of the legions of Black women who came before us to allow this moment to be possible. Women who fought on the front lines, women who went through corporate hallways, women who allowed it to be possible for me to have the role and the job that I have today. I thank you. I thank the giants on whose shoulders I stand, and I promise to pay it forward every step of the way. Thank you so much.
Our congratulations to all of the honorees for their hard work, efforts, success, and achievements on behalf of their companies and our community.
Congratulations to all of our honorees. And now I'd like to welcome Aziz Gayi Adedemiran, President, Founder, and Publisher of the Network Journal Communications, Inc.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brenda. Thank you very much. What a fantastic presentation. There they are, our 25 influential Black women in business honorees. Congratulations to all of you. We are very proud of your achievements and contribution to our communities. Special thanks to our presenting partner, Morgan Stanley. Thank you for your continuous support. Also, thanks to Entergy and Ms. Jessie. Thank you so much. My appreciation to TNJ staff for making this virtual ceremony a successful event. And to all of you joining us virtually this evening, I thank you so much for your presence. Even though we cannot be together in person, that did not stop us from being here for each other. And as we close out this evening in recognition of these amazing women, let us continue to do our best to get rid of this virus. Hopefully, this will be all over soon. Please be well and continue to stay safe. Again, thanks to all of you for being part of our evening. See you next year.
Thanks again so much for joining us for this virtual historic event. Congratulations again to all those 25 influential Black women in business. Hopefully next year in 2021, we'll all be together again to celebrate together. Don't forget to be safe. From the Network Journal, I'm Brenda Blackman. Good evening.